program you they watch so. Now real life situations we they talk about without sugar coating at all at all. This program you they watch so. Now real life situations we they talk about without sugar coating at all at all. It's real life matters. Oh no, it's real life matters. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's real life matters with Anita Abe.
Hi, it's Real Life Matters again. And today we'll be talking about borrowing. Yes, you heard me. Borrow. You know the meaning of borrowing. Borrowing means take, use, and return. But today, everybody forgets the meaning of borrowing. They take and they seize. Have you seen? When they borrow money from you, they refuse to return the money. They will borrow your hair, they will turn it to their own. I don't even know. Some things are not supposed to be borrowed. You know, if you can actually borrow something from somebody, the same energy you use in borrowing it, use that same energy to return it. You want to borrow money to buy hair. You want to borrow money to buy car. Some things are not worth borrowing money for. How can you borrow money to buy car? How can you borrow money to buy hair? Now, I'm not even talking about borrowing money from a financial institution or something. You borrow money from your friends or family members. Then tomorrow you turn enemies because you borrowed and you refuse to pay back or you refuse to return it. The same energy you use to borrow that money, use that same energy to return it, to avoid issues. Because I not get enemy. If they come and meet you and they say borrow me money, the person says I don't have, you will say the person is wicked. So when they borrow you the money, you refuse to return it. Why? So if you know when you borrow money or you borrow something, you will not return it, better don't borrow. Better don't borrow. Know the meaning of borrow before you call somebody, I beg, borrow me this. There are some things you should not borrow money for. Your friend is doing wedding. You want to buy ashwebi, you go and borrow money. For what? And you don't have money, you are not working, you don't have a job. Your friend should understand that, yes, you are not working, you don't have a job, you don't have source of income. So why should you borrow money to buy ashwebi? Why should you borrow money to impress people? You are borrowing money to go to club, to show, yeah, big boy in town, big girl in town. No. If you borrow money from me, you should not travel to Dubai for holiday without paying. Your plane will crash. Yes, now. Because sometimes some people, they really don't think. You cannot borrow money from somebody, you've not returned the money, and you are buying things. It's painful, it's heartbreaking. You come to me in a good time to borrow you money. After borrowing you that money, me that you borrowed the money from, I don't have bone straight 30 inches. But you that came to borrow the money from me, you bought bone straight 30 inches. You and devil, who is worse? You are a devil in disguise, you don't know. So there are some certain things you shouldn't borrow money for. If you are even starting a business, I don't even advise you borrow money to start a business. But if you are already into the business, you borrow money to grow the business. It's understandable. You can start little and grow big. So I will always advise people, when you know you will not pay back, don't borrow. Instead, you say, please, dash me. Please, can you give me? Don't come in to say, borrow me money. I will borrow you and I will drag you and you will pay. As little as 10,000 naira. If you borrow it from me, you have to pay. If you don't pay, I will not drag and I will never ever borrow you money. Even your conscience will tell you now that you are owing me money, you did not pay. Then tomorrow you will call me to... You cannot even call me. You cannot. So in other words, before you borrow money, know the meaning of borrowing before you borrow money. Thank you. Say no to borrow.